Assalamualaikum and good morning, students. How are you today? Are you good?
Waalaikumsalam,
Waalaikumsalam,
teacher.
teacher.
Good morning,
Good morning,
teacher.
teacher.
Very good.
I'm good.
Good.
Okay, students. Before we dig into our topic today, I want to remind you guys about our rules, which are you need to open your camera, raise your hand if you have question, focus during class, and also be active.
Okay, teacher.
So,
Okay,
alright.
teacher.
So, today's topic is about chapter 11, which is immunity in humans. And we will focusing on the chapter 11.3, which is the types of immunity. Before we take a look on this subtopic, I would like to make a scenario for you guys to imagine. So here is the scenario. Our body is like a kingdom, and the pathogen is like an army who wants to plan an invention towards your kingdom. So, by your creative ideas, how would you defend your kingdom from those attacks?
Teacher, may I answer?
Sure, Mimi.
I think I would like to train my soldiers in the kingdom to defend our place.
Good.
Teacher, I want to try.
Yes, Ashrin.
I will train my soldier to become stronger.
You will what?
I will train my soldier to become stronger.
Alright, well done Shamimi and Ashrin. All your answers are correct. For example, from Ashrin and Shamimi's answer, we could conclude that a consistency of the training mentioned by Shamimi and Ashrin can defend the kingdom from being attacked. Am I right?
Yes, teacher.
Yeah.
Okay. To relate with our learning today, imagine the consistent training ground within the kingdom as a representation of the body's continuous and also consistent activation of the immune system. Okay, the training ground serve as a metaphor for the ongoing activation of immune cells through regular exposure to potential threats. Are you guys understand?
Yes,
Yes,
teacher.
teacher.
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Basically, these are the overview of our learning session for today. And then before we look more on this subtopic, let's look on the learning objective first. The learning objective for today are students should be able to describe one type of immunity with correct terms. Second, students should be able to compare and contrast at least 3 of the passive and active immunity. Okay, student. To start on, let's look into the types of immunity, which are active immunity and also passive immunity. Basically, active immunity is when the lymphocyte produce their own antibodies as a response to stimulation by the antigen. Before that, can anyone describe the criteria of lymphocyte that we have learned last week?
Me, teacher.
Yes?
Lymphocytes is a subset of white blood cells that are crucial for the adaptive immune response.
Excellent, Shamimi. Now, you are correct. Now, let's look into the second one, which is a passive immunity. Passive immunity means that the body receives antibodies from an external source. Alright? Now, let's look on the two types of active immunity. There are natural active immunity and the artificial active immunity. For the natural active immunity, it is the immunity that an individual develops as a result of direct exposure to a pathogen in the environment, while artificial active immunity is the immune protection that is intentionally induced by exposing an individual to a harmless form of a pathogen or specific parts of antigens. So do you guys get it?
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
Yes, teacher.
Alright. So these are the example of active immunity. So can you guys state which which one is the natural active immunity and which one is the artificial active immunity?
Teacher, I want to try.
Yes, Ashrin?
Chickenpox is a natural active immunity.
Yes, correct. Excellent. Another
Me
influenza?
teacher Atira.
For influenza?
Influenza fall
Yes,
under
Atira.
natural active immunity.
Excellent, Atira. And the last one, vaccine.
Me
Who wants
teacher,
to
me
try?
teacher.
Yes, Tasha.
Vaccine is the artificial active immunity.
Yes, excellent. Now, moving on to the passive immunity that also has the two type, which are the natural passive immunity and also artificial passive immunity. So, the natural passive immunity is the temporary transfer of preformed antibodies from one individual to another without any external intervention. While artificial passive immunity is a type of immunity that is acquired through the introduction of preformed antibodies into an individual system. Okay? So, these are the example of passive immunity. Again, could you state which one is natural passive immunity and which one is artificial passive immunity?
Teacher Farah want to try.
Yes, sure, Farah.
I think breastfeeding is the natural passive immunity. Is it correct?
Yes, it is correct. Good job,
Me
Farah.
also want to try.
Next one. Yes, Shamimi.
I think anti-serum is the artificial passive immunity.
Yes, again, good job, Shamimi. And also good job, class. You are doing so well. Okay? Now, I will entertain you guys with the activity one, which is the class discussion. You guys need to describe the given types of immunity. Each one of you will get one type of immunity, and you need to describe it. Okay? So you will
Okay,
be
teacher.
given 1 minute. You will be given 1 minute to remember back what we have learned before. Okay? The time will start now, and you can get ready anytime. All right? So anyone want to give it a try for active immunity?
Me teacher.
Yes, Tasha.
If I'm not mistaken, active immunity is the body's defense mechanism that developed by encountering and fighting off pathogens, leading to the production of memory cells for long-lasting protection.
Yes, good job, Tasha. You are very excellent student. Okay, next maybe another one to want to try?
Me.
Yes.
I think passive immunity involves receiving preformed antibodies or immune components from an external source to provide immediate but temporary protection.
Yes, you are correct. Absolutely correct. All right. For the natural active immunity, anyone?
Farah.
Yes, Farah.
Alright, so natural active immunity result from the body natural exposure to pathogen and leading to an immune response and the formation of memory cell.
Yes, good job, Farah. So moving on to the artificial active immunity. How
I
about
want to
Ashrin?
try.
Yes, Ashrin.
Artificial active immunity is induced through deliberate exposure to a weakened or inactivated form of pathogen, stimulating the immune system to generate a protective response. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely correct, Ashrin. And for the natural passive immunity,
Atira,
who wants to?
Atira.
Yes, Atira.
Natural passive immunity is occurs when a person receive preformed antibodies or immune from naturally, usually infant from the mother. Is it correct?
Yes, correct, Atira. It shows that you focus in my class, right? So, for the last artificial passive immunity, who wants to give it a try?
Tasha again, Tasha.
Yes, sure, Tasha.
So artificial passive immunity involve the administration of preformed antibodies obtained from an external source to provide immediate protection, teacher.
Yes, correct, Tasha. All of you give the correct answer, and it shows that you are focusing on my class. All right, give it a clap to you guys.
Yeah.
All right. So, moving on to the comparison between active and also passive immunity. So, let's look on the similarity first. So, this active immunity and passive immunity can protect the body from any infectious disease. Thus, it also involves reaction between antibodies and also antigens. Alright?
Okay, teacher.
Now, moving on to the differences between active immunity and also passive immunity. Are you guys ready?
Yes, I'm
Yes.
ready.
Yes.
Alright. So, for active immunity, it acquired through exposure to an antigen either by natural infection or vaccination. Meanwhile, for passive immunity, it obtained from an external source with preformed antibodies introduced into the individual system. Alright, moving on to the second one. For the active immunity, it will develop gradually, while for passive immunity, it will provide immediate protection. And then for the third differences is for active immunity, it offers long-lasting protection, while passive immunity only provides temporary protection. And lastly, active immunity involves the activation of memory B cells and also memory T cells. While for the passive immunity, it does not stimulate the recipient's immune system to produce any memory cells. Alright, are you guys clear?
So far,
Yes.
I'm clear,
Very
teacher.
clear, teacher.
Alright, if you guys had no question, now we will come to the last activity for today, in which you need to fill in the Venn diagram correctly with the similarity and also differences between active and also passive immunity. Okay? You can
Okay,
look into my
teacher.
slide that I have given to you, and then you put together, drag the answer to the correct Venn diagram. Okay? I will give you guys 3 minutes to do this. Are you guys ready?
Yes,
Yes, teacher.
teacher.
Okay, everyone need to involve in this activity, okay? Alright. Okay. So everyone is doing well in this activity. Let's go, guys. Okay.
We are
Wow,
done,
very
teacher.
We are done,
wow,
teacher.
you're very excellent. Let me check the answer first, okay? So for active immunity, can Tasha read the answer for active immunity?
Involve the activation of memory B cells and memory T cells, offer a long-lasting protection, and develops gradually.
Yes, of the answer of active immunity are correct, guys. Okay, let me check for the passive immunity and also the similarity. Alright, congrats, guys. All the answers are correct. Okay, so
Yay!
means that you guys understand my learning session for today. Next, let's me conclude this learning session, alright? So basically, students, immunity have two types, which are active immunity and also passive immunity. And then under the active immunity, we have natural active immunity that acquire after an individual recovers from an infection, and artificial active immunity acquired when an individual is given a vaccine injection. Okay, for the passive immunity, it also have two types, which are natural passive immunity that is acquired through breastfeeding and from the mother to the fetus during pregnancy. While for the artificial passive immunity, it acquired through an anti-serum injection. Okay guys, are you clear?
Yes, teacher.
Yes,
Very
teacher.
clear, teacher.
Okay, so far for our today lesson, do you guys have any question regarding to types of immunity?
So far, no, teacher.
I'm very clear,
No,
teacher.
teacher.
I understand everything.
Alright, thank you students. So, before we end our class for today, I want to give you some homework. Okay, you can page the biology form 4 textbook, page 209, formative practice 11.2. You need to look on the question number 3. State one difference between artificial passive immunity and artificial active immunity. You guys need to answer this question and submit the answer to me on the class next week, okay?
Okay, teacher.
Okay, teacher.
Okay,
Okay,
teacher.
teacher.
Okay, students. Thank you for your cooperation for today, okay? Bye.
Bye, teacher.
Bye,
Bye,
teacher.
teacher.
Thank you, teacher, for today. Bye. See
Thank you,
you.
teacher.